Mr. President. Hello, everybody. The trip was nice, and the job they've done is fantastic. And this is what you need. And Ron worked beautifully with Christie and all of the people at Homeland Security, and got it done in how many days?
8 days. A new facility was up and running. So,
and is this the model going forward, Mr.
It
President?
can be. You don't always have land so beautiful and so secure. We have a lot of bodyguards and a lot of cops that are in the form of alligators. You're not depending so much. But I wouldn't want to run through the Everglades for long. But we'll keep people where this is free. This is a very important thing. We're setting records at the board. You know, we had no people through that. Zero, no people. But we're going to keep it that way. So Ron did great.
well, look, we thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for your leadership. The border, you did that quicker than we knew you'd do it, but you did it so quick. This is great. But Biden let in how many millions, and you got to take care of them. And so this is one example of state operating this. The feds are approving it, supporting it. We're also going to have 2,000 more at Camp Landing, which is our National Guard site. And we're the only state in the country that mandates our state and local law enforcement to cooperate with ICE. It's made a huge difference. On any given day, Florida constitutes about 20% of all immigration arrests nationwide. And that's just because of the partnership that we have. So I think it's great that the president's here. What I would just say is, don't let Florida be the only state. We've got very red states that should be doing this just as much as Florida's doing. That will increase their numbers. And then what happens is you'll have a lot of people that will deport on their own because they don't want to end up in an alligator Alcatraz or some of those other places. So I think this is a model, but we need other states to step up.
I was going to ask you if it was being enticing for other states to come up with their own model.
They are doing it. We have Louisiana doing it. Alabama's doing it. We have a lot of states. They seem to be red states. They're not doing any blue states for whatever reason. But the red states, Republican-run states, are doing it. The blue states don't do very well at security and policing. What would you say?
You know, I would say that exactly right. The governor here has been fantastic in forming this partnership with the Department of Homeland Security. We were looking at different contracts with different vendors and thought, why not go straight to our governors and ask them to help us solve this problem? Florida was unique in what they presented to us, and I would ask every other governor to do the exact same thing. This is unique because we can hold individuals here, they can have their hearings, get due process, and then immediately be flown back home to their home country. Then their home country are welcoming them. They're setting up loans for houses. They've got food assistance. They're helping to facilitate welcoming them home. I just got home from Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, and they're all excited about getting their individuals back home from the United States. So
And there's a lot of self-supporting.
There is.
And I was actually
When you have something like this, even more so. So I'd ask Ron one question.
I flew over the Everglades. We did it in a circle. I said, I'm big do something. Just 25 minutes. Is there potential for enlargement for additional facilities?
There may be. I mean, I think what we're doing is, because this is an important part of Florida, we're using the existing footprint of this airport. When you guys go over there, you'll see all the beds, the medical, the galley, everything is on the concrete. We're not using any of the other stuff. Now, as you'll see, there's a lot of concrete, so there very well may be. I know Secretary Noem and her team have said as soon as the president departs, we'll be open to start receiving folks. And so we'll see what the tempo is. We do have the 2,000 in Northeast Florida that will open very soon. So it is possible to do. One of the things I think that is exciting about this is we're offering up our National Guard and other folks in Florida to be deputized to be immigration judges. We're working with the Department of Justice for the approvals. I'm sure Sam will approve. But then I'll have a National Guard judge advocate here. Someone has a notice to appear. Biden would tell them to come back in 3 years and appear. Then you'll be able to appear in like a day or two. So they're not going to be detained, hopefully, for all that long. We'll have people here in this facility that can make, it's a bureaucracy. The president's got to deal with the bureaucracy. Now, that Supreme Court ruling was good because that's going to allow him to be able to exercise Article 2 the way founders intended. But you still have bureaucracy. So we want to cut through that so that we have an efficient operation between Florida and DHS to get the removal of these illegals done.
And are you still prioritizing going after the worst of the worst, or are you now arresting anyone who is
They're doing the worst of the worst, always first. And I think it's great government as well as done. And nobody can ever forget that this group of people, Biden or whoever it was, who's been out Biden, whoever it was, but this group of people, a small group that circled the resolute desk, what they did to this country. Think of it, like your time, all the time you have to waste through this. It's an unforced error. We had nothing. We had no problem with this. There was never anything. We had great borders. It was bad when I came in. Within 3 months, I fixed up. This is in 2016. Now I come in. The difference is this was 20 times worse. Their open border policy did so much damage, and we're fixing it. But the effort and the money and all the things that it takes to do it, it's just like a little bullshit. Yeah.
Mr. President, 2018 is putting alligators in the Rio Grande to prevent crossing in Texas. Did this agreement come through for you? Sure.
Well, I was thinking about that. I'm not saying it was meant more as a joke, but the more I thought of it, and they were seriously, they were actually crocodiles. They were crocodiles from Africa. They are a step beyond. But no, that was really meant as a joke, but a lot of people like it. A lot of people think it should do it.
The Senate, it appears, is about to vote on
I hear we're doing well, Ron. I hear we're doing well.
Are you confident this can get done by the 4th of July?
Let's confident in when you're like, when you have one vote and you have to go with the vote. I think so. I think it's going to be the greatest bill ever passed. Even for you, it's a tremendous amount of homeland security. Oh, tremendous amount. It's going to keep the border secure because, we have it secure now. We need to build more wall. I built almost 600 miles of wall. We need more wall. And all of that's covered in this bill. This bill is amazing. It's an amazing bill for Florida, too. It's really great.
You've heard the concerns about the Medicaid, though, Mr. President.
No, we're not going to be playing with Medicaid.
And that's been 11.8 million Americans.
Yeah, the Democrats have it wrong. Yeah. Waste, fraud, and abuse. In fact, if you look at what's gone on, we've gone way back to take care of Medicaid, to take care of Medicare. They will blow Medicare and Medicaid because they have no idea what they're doing. Just like they don't have any idea what they did on the border, they have no idea. Medicaid is in big trouble with the Democrats.
So you can promise anyone who loses their health care coverage that is because of waste, fraud, and
waste, fraud, only waste, fraud, and abuse, which is what everybody does. We'll see what happens. I'm watching it very much.
But Mr. President, Netanyahu's president asked you, what's the hope is out of that? Is you think that there is
well, it's going to be a very quick celebration and a great hit, or it was a obliteration. They now turns out it wasn't. They demeaned CNN mostly in the New York Times, fake New York Times. They demeaned these great soldiers. They went over there 17 hours flying, and they hit bullseye after bullseye after bullseye. It all blew up. Everybody saw it. Then they get back, and CNN said, well, they did okay, but maybe it wasn't. It was beyond obliteration. Nobody can even get down there. The tunnels are busted. Everything's going to the well. It was a total and complete obliteration, and we should celebrate these heroes. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing them on, so bringing them to Florida or to the White House. I gave them their chance.
Mr. President, there's going to be a new bill called Make American Elections Great Again, forcing U.S. Census Bureau to redo the census to actually get an account of how many Americans approved for citizenship are in our area, in our country, redistricting some of the House states that took off on that.
Well, I'll speak for both of us. We didn't like this. I know all about it. We want to bring our elections back. The election in 2020 was rigged, millions and millions of votes. It had to do with COVID and all this stuff. It really had to do with their cricketry, but the Democrats are very good at cheating the election. And that's why I said too big to rig. They tried this one too. But after about 9:02, they gave up. Too big to rig. Ron would love it. I would love it. Kristen would love it. That's what they have to do. They have to bring it back. And we have to look, Ron, they include anybody that happens to be a new slave.
Well, California would lose like 5 seats if they did a fair census. And even beyond that, with Biden's census gypped Florida of at least one seat. We only got one seat in the last census. Are you trying to tell me that Florida only had one seat on that? We should have had at least two. Texas should have had another one. That could be the difference in the House of Representatives and the majority. So I would love for them to redo the census for 26. My legislature will redistrict those lines. We'll get it to where it's fair. But as it's right now, this country is not fairly apportioned. I've got so many more millions of people in Florida that have representation because of that flawed census.
Mr. President,
I think it's going to be very well. A lot of people, I don't know if you've heard it, it's captivated. Everybody wants it. It's going to get in. It's going to pass, and we're going to be very happy.
Elon Musk is ripping into this bill again. Are you concerned that Republicans are going to be swayed by Musk and his money?
No, I think what's going to happen is Doge is going to look at Musk. And if Doge looks at Musk, we're going to save a fortune. Thank you very much, everybody. I don't think you should be playing that game.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Fred.